Kamalika Krishmy is here with me in the studio today. Welcome to Going Beyond. And she's here to talk to me about all the numerous things that she does. And it's my pleasure to have you here. It's my pleasure to welcome you here to our studio, Kamalika.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
you're doing so many things. You've got this list, string of degrees behind your name. And now I understand that you are actually in the process of working on your PhD.
Yes.
What is your PhD about?
My PhD is about how social capital, which is your network, helps you to grow your business, especially for first generation entrepreneurs.
Okay. So, do you think that this is something very useful as a subject for people these days who are on the verge of wanting to start a business?
Definitely.
They don't know where to begin.
They don't know where to begin. And for people who don't have a legacy, like I'm a first generation entrepreneur, there are a lot of things which we don't know because we don't have the experience or expertise for people to tell us. How can our network help us in terms of understanding the business, understanding how to go about in the media, understanding about where to go and pitch, and also take our products or service to people who are known to them.
Right.
For all this, you need a network. So your network is very important for growth.
You just said that you are a first-time entrepreneur.
Yes.
So let me draw you out on that. What is it that you do that defines you as an entrepreneur?
What I do as defines me as an entrepreneur, yes, I'm a first generation entrepreneur and I've created a company which is called the Brown Box Company.
Brown Box.
Yes, it's an earthy stuff. I like earthy stuff. And this company specializes in egg-free, preservative-free bakes. There are a lot of bakers, but mine is completely egg-free. How did this thought come to me? When I was working in a corporate, I used to work part-time in some cafes. That's when I got to understand that people are very skeptical to have cakes from an oven which bakes egg cakes and eggless cakes.
That's true.
That might look as a niche, but it has a huge potential. So that's when I worked on it, found out the recipes. I didn't want to use another chemical saying egg replacer powder to do it, and found the recipes, and yeah, the company was born. But it's taken a decade for me to come to this place. There were struggles, ups and downs, but yeah, I've thrived.
Right, you have obviously thrived very well indeed. Now, you're not actually full-time. Are you still full-time involved with Brown Box? Or have
No,
you moved away now?
no,
a little
I have
bit?
a little moved away because I have a team to take care of it. I'm doing my PhD, and from there, another, a diversion which has come is to help people better in their communications.
That's right. You're a mentor, really.
Yes, I am. I am a mentor. I help people to understand what they want to communicate and help them to communicate better.
What do you think about the communication skills in India?
It's bad.
It's bad, you said.
Yes. My mentor usually says communication is the response which you get. If you don't get the right response, which means you've not communicated it correctly, it's a two-way traffic. You have to communicate correctly and the response has to come. But when you don't give the input correctly, the output will not come.
But I have found that I think it starts at the school age where our children are not really taught to respond, and they're not taught to communicate. Don't you think that that's the failing of our system?
Definitely, I will agree. I come from a system where there's expression of thought, the syllabus which I studied. That is not the system which is there now. I'm so privileged to be in that particular lot. They will say, 90s kids, you lost this, We gained something called free expression and communication. The schools actually did not pressurize that much. I can see my son going through that now. There's a lot of pressure saying, you have to study this, you have to study this, you have to do this. But the freedom of expression of thought is not there. And the different books that we read, be it naughty tale or extracurricular story books which we read, was very high during my school times, which I think has put a strong basement for whatever I'm doing now.
That's right, yes. When you're doing your mentoring of communication, are you doing it one-on-one? Are you doing it in groups? Are you doing it at college level? Are you doing it at children's level, adult level, for instance?
So
I think adults also communicate very badly too.
So right now, I'm helping out college students with expressing their thought through their presentations, because today many colleges give projects and ask them to do presentations. They lack presentation skills. They don't know how to present themselves. They have an idea, but how do you put the idea forth? They don't understand it.
Right. But tell me then, do they have the competent teachers to actually tell them? Because I have heard from experience where students have actually come and said, well, you know, my teacher said that this is the way I have to present it, this is the way I have to pronounce it, and it's totally wrong.
Yeah.
So what happens then?
You need value add services, value add education, where you give them this thing as, how to communicate better. That has to be a stream which all the college students should go through it, so they become better human beings when they come out of college.
Right. Do you think that this has got anything to do with language?
As far as I am concerned, in the world, Indians are one of the finest people who have a neutral accent. That doesn't have, our regional language doesn't have any bearing to the English language if it's taught the correct way. If you're not learned in the correct way, yes, it has. But Indians are known to have a neutral accent, which is why they are preferred by many people, many companies across the world. They get employed for that particular reason.
Oh, that's very interesting. So do you have companies actually contacting you to say, well, can you do this, this, this? Can you teach our new employees how to speak?
So I have not explored that part yet, but once my PhD is done, started off the process, but I have not entered into, putting it into action.
Right. When you talk about your PhD, it seems to me that this is only engineered towards business.
Yes.
And why are you confining yourself? Because don't you think that the communication is every which way, really?
So a GDP of the country always goes up when there's a lot of, churn of money. And if you see for India, the first trillion came about in 40 years. Second trillion came in 20 years, but the third and fourth trillion came in a decade. The reason why was that that particular decade had a lot of entrepreneurs which started coming in. So there are a lot of people who want to become entrepreneurs. They have new ideas, very valid, very novel ideas. So a first generation entrepreneur should understand how to pitch his business, how to gain more out of the market, how to communicate what product they are selling. They should not be run of the mill another entrepreneur. They should also know where to place their products, how to place them, how to educate the consumer what they are giving, also his fellow people who will also get him business.
Right. When you are giving your classes, do you find that they are willing to, make a mistake and go forward? Does that happen, or do you find that most people, a lot of people are reluctant?
Okay. I would say new generation entrepreneurs, at least from my level, I would say new generation are willing to make mistakes.
Really?
We learn from mistakes and we say, okay, this is a mistake we make, let's not make the mistake again. And the capacity to learn from peer groups. So X has done this mistake. Let me take a lesson from that. Let me not repeat the mistake. Let me see how I can do better in this area. So the peer learning among entrepreneurs is very much high now, so that they don't repeat mistakes. They're becoming smarter.
Right.
Where hard way of learning is making your own mistake.
Indeed.
Smart way of learning is learning from other person's mistake.
So they say, But when you are teaching, do you find that when they are willing to, hear
They
you
are.
out, do they sometimes veer a little bit away from the subject that you're teaching them? And is it that they want to say, well, I'm going out to dinner tonight. What's the way I can communicate whatever I have to say?
That's not the thing. It's only about business.
It's only
how do
but
they?
aren't you defining yourself too narrowly when you do that, Kamalika?
There's a huge scope there.
Really?
Yeah, there is a huge scope. People want, for want of time, if I meet Sundar Pichai in the lift,
Yes.
he'll have only 30 seconds time.
Yes.
How do I impress him with my product in 30 seconds?
That's a tough one.
So that's how that's more important, right? So that's how I help them storytelling. So it's not the usual mundane kind of promoting. It's storytelling, understanding, making them understand you are specialist in this, how you can present it in a way which people will remember you, recall you, and give you business.
Okay, what is the size of class that you would actually approach, or do you do one-on-one?
I'm starting off with the colleges only, so it's only groups. And corporates have not stepped in still. I want to go in as a doctorate, so it has a little more value to it.
So they say, I believe so. And now, when you're teaching your students, Do you find that there's a good combination of girls and boys in this class?
I have only done for girls, boys
You're at
not much.
MOP, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, MOP. Yeah.
Only for girls I've done.
Okay. The MOP college has very good reputation for.
I'm an alumni of MOP college.
Oh, really? Okay. I think they do very, very well with
Very well.
with their students, right? What if your students came to you and said, well, we don't want to start a business, but can we do other communication skills with you?
Yeah, definitely. I can help them prepare for a interview,
Right.
help them in resume. I just did a class where I told them how you can prepare for an interview, how you can prepare your resume. I actually asked them to list down all the questions which, if you are an interviewer, what will you ask the person who's going to sit next to you, and how will you answer them? So it started from the body language, how they were sitting, how they answered, the eye contact. I took a class. It was an impromptu class, but I stayed for a good 1 hour. I took it. They were all very engaged. They said, okay, these are the questions which I think I should get prepared for. Now they've asked me to help them with preparing the resume. It's very vital because this is a generation of ChatGPT and AI. You have to put in, apply your mind, because if not, you will not know what is coming in that AI and what are you telling them. You have to understand what is it.
Right.
And most often people just take the copy and give it off. They don't even read it. Laziness has gone to that level.
Okay, that's right. Obviously, do you encourage people to actually speak in public?
Yes.
I would think that that's a very important.
That is very
aspect
important.
Of communication.
Yes.
You find that you like to do that?
Yes, I love to do it. Because one main reason is I was a person who couldn't speak with a mic.
Really?
But I have to tell my story because that story is something which people can relate to it. So when they relate, they say, okay, fine, I can also do it. That's kind of a motivation which you can give. So by practice and by getting over that fear, a little follow up on certain rules, I have come to this level.
Right. What about people who are preparing to go overseas to work and to live overseas? There is a crying need for those kind of people to be better in tune to the way they're going to speak, the words they're going to use, the expressions they're going to use when they get overseas.
Yeah.
Have you tried that?
No, I have not explored that, but that's an idea which I just got. It depends on the country to country. There's a lot of difference in culture and the words, the way they talk, the way they even invite people to home. There's a lot of differences. That's probably a place where I can work on.
An idea.
Yes, you've given me an idea. Thank you for that.
Well, there are a lot of people I have met in my travels around the world who say that when they employ lots of us Indians in their companies, they mostly keep them in the back room because they cannot communicate. So obviously this is a crying need for our country, whether irrespective of what language it is. Does that apply when you are teaching? What if they come to you and they say, oh, we don't want to learn how to speak English, but if supposing they talk to you and say, in Tamil, what would be the right thing I can say, or in Hindi, or whatever it is?
I can probably help in Tamil, but not in Hindi because I'm not well versed in Hindi. Tamil, yes, I will be able to help. I think body language, the way you talk, and words. Body language constitutes about 70% of your communication.
Right.
Then comes the words which you use, and then comes your voice. So if you put the body language correctly, I think the message also gets received very well.
Right. In speaking in public, what is your advice to someone who might be watching us today and they are probably, getting ready to give a little speech somewhere or just talk to a group of friends or whatever it is? Do you think it's a good idea to scribble things on paper?
Yes.
And then, do you
That's
think
a that's a good old method which works every time.
Really?
There's a science behind it.
Tell me.
So when you write it, your eyes see it. You're writing it, your fingers feel it, and when you read it aloud, you can hear it, your brain receives it. Okay, when you keep on writing at least twice or thrice, when you write it, you will not fumble, you will not search for words. The words are already there. You will immediately get the words. You will not have pause. You will not be able to, you will not use these fillers because the words are there. You will be able to immediately get it. I do it even today when I do a business presentation in my network. I write at least thrice.
Really?
Thrice I write it.
So what is it? Are you saying that you learn it by heart or what?
No, it's not. whatever I write will not be the one which I go and deliver.
Oh, something totally different.
It'll be different, but the essence would be the same. This generation kids, Gen Alpha, my son is 8 years old, he will never agree to this. Why you ask me to write, ma, he'll say. So, a couple of months ago, he had to give a thought for the day. It was about 2 sentences. So, I said, write it 5 times and see. He was so reluctant. He wrote it 5 times. He went on the stage and he had an applause. Thought for the day, no one is given applause in the school, but he had it. The moment he came back from school, he hugged me and said, thank you, Mama, you made me a hero. Now I understand why you want me to write. Now he doesn't question me at all. Because no, when you write, the whole nervous system takes care of all the words, everything goes into it. You're seeing it, you're writing it, your mind is working. Your senses, everything works.
Right. I find from my experience that when I'm speaking in public, I just put one key word down. And I find that that is a very sure method, because if you're a good communicator, anyway, if you just have one word that gives you your next, a sort of a crossover to your next paragraph,
True.
That's very useful.
That's very useful.
Is that something that
it is very useful? That's for people who have crossed a particular level. For starters, I would definitely say, write, practice.
Right.
Practice, practice, practice.
What do you think they should be doing in schools then about communication, and how should they be teaching children to communicate better?
English composition, writing
I don't
letters.
even know if they do that anymore.
Exactly, that's my
don't think
point.
they do it
They don't
anymore.
do that. They don't have non-detail, they don't have English composition. Writing essays. The only time when they have to write essays or write an article is when the annual book gets released, they say anyone can contribute. Since they don't do it in school, what we've done for our son is, he went for a picnic. I said, write, what was your experience in the picnic? He said, நான் நினைச்சேம்மா நீ சொல்லுவேது என்கிட்டன்னு.
See, just imagine.
He knows. No? Why you ask me? I said, right. That's the way your imagination will flow. Like I did Shakespeare in my 8th standard. That's given me a huge elevation.
Correct.
Kids just don't even read Shakespeare. And non-detail is not there.
And a lot of kids don't read anything.
Exactly. They're all glued to the system.
They're all glued to the television, which I don't think is a great idea at all. Most families that I know, such as it is, they just give them half an hour a day or 1 hour a day, and that's all the television you're going to get. And I've seen them very, very strict about this. Do you think that's a way to bring up your child so that he will spend the rest of his hours, 1 or 2 hours or such as it is, communicating with his parents or his siblings or whatever?
The best way to bring up a child is to be an example. So you want them to read books, you want them to write, you write. Today, every day morning, I sit and write my things to do for the day. My husband writes. Aditya also have started writing. So the best parenting method is showing them the example. Kids are watching and they are very sharp, they are very intelligent. I once said, you've not switched off the light in the bathroom. You have to go back and switch. 2 days later, I didn't switch off. He came back and asked, you asked me to do, why haven't you done it?
You're not following
the method which you have given me. So they are very intelligent. You just have to be the right parent. Whatever you want them to do, you do it for yourself. They will follow suit. You need not tell them anything at all.
Have you ever had an opportunity to actually talk to people in schools or principals of schools who run?
No, I have not. I have not had the opportunity. I should do.
What about your kids' school? That school itself.
Yeah, I have to do it. I am just waiting. I told you, waiting for my PhD to get over. So I have, a qualification per se. So I can go and put myself out.
Right.
This is all the prep work which is going on for that.
When is this going to come up? When is
May.
Oh, that's not long now.
It's not long.
A couple of months away, just a few months away.
Yes.
Right. What is the other things that you are doing now? You've got your brown box, which is one thing that you do. And what else apart from your PhD and other things? So I spent many years of your life studying and getting degree after degree. So I was just wondering now, where is the next step after this? No,
I'm so happy. People ask me, so after PhD, what are you going to study? I have not zeroed in on it. But one thing which I do, which is very close to my heart, is I'm a part of a business networking group.
Business networking
group. Okay. So I'm bringing up a complete women chapter. This women chapter is a dream of mine. It's a part of empowering women. And when I heard everybody's story, how this particular network has changed their life, then I understood how much of impact I've created.
It's a feel good
It's
factor.
a
It's a feel
it's
good,
a
right?
accomplished factor.
Right.
Something which I've given back to the
Yes,
society.
I would imagine so. So when you do that, when you have your chapter meetings, are you actually going in there and teaching them not just how to start the business, but how to communicate?
Yes, yes.
There's a communication part of it come in
Yes,
there?
yes. I'm telling them how to, this 30 seconds, how do you express your business? I'm teaching them that. I'm trying to help them to identify how you can go and get business from your dream referral, where you want to get connected, how you can communicate with other business owners, how you can understand them and give business and take business.
Are they surprised when you're telling them?
They are surprised and they're very adaptable also.
Really?
They're surprised that, no, how can you do it? But you can do it. When I show them with an example or tell them using their business, like, wow, I never knew we can do it like this. So same thing which I have told them, I have said, write it out and send me voice notes of how you can present it in 30 seconds. So there's a lot of improvement which has come, even the words which they use.
Yes, of course. That's very, very
That's very
important.
how you, because it's 30 seconds word choice is very, you have about 70 words you can use. 70 words should not have any filler words. So you have to make sure your words are correct. For that, only for a starter, if you only write it and see, you'll be able to present it better.
When you're teaching them communication skills, are you also teaching them pronunciations and actual grammatics or no?
No, I think they are good in that.
So you think it's just a lack of communication with
Yes.
other people?
How do you put yourself out? They're not used to it. They need to understand. And they don't know what word will create what impact. Will it create the impact that they are looking for? Will
Or
it get
will it go against me?
will it go against me as one, or will it go as a waste? There's no point me presenting to someone for 30 seconds and not having a effect back. You need to get that effect. So what do you do to, so you prune it to the way that no, you get the effect.
Do you think that digital marketing has anything to play in what you are teaching them? I mean, would it help if you sort of taught them how to write something for the digital space, and then therefore that becomes a communication, a method of communication for them?
So being in digital space or not, I think is a very personal stuff, because no, my bakes are not on any digital media. I work only with my network, okay, because there's a lot of noise there and you will kind of get lost in it if you don't surpass them. And to surpass them, you have to spend energy and time. With that energy and time, you can use it in a different way where you can actually go meet people and get the work done. That's more viable, that's more profitable also. So digital, it depends on, it's a personal choice. And for digital media, I am not an expert in it. I can only do a face-to-face communication. I can help you in face-to-face communication. Digital media, not.
In any case, I do believe that communication is a one-on-one. It
Yes.
is face-to-face. It is human beings to each other. I don't know if I'm getting it right, but I seem to feel that that's the way
That is the way.
that we need to go. And would you say that overall in India, have we improved in our communication skills?
We were good. Pandemic hit it bad because after pandemic it became completely on videos and voice note and text. I think we're coming back on it because one to one, because when you scroll, it is not a guarantee that you can grab the attention of the person who's seeing it. But when you do sit and talk to one, other person has to listen to you.
When I see your eyes, then I
Exactly.
know what you're responding to me.
And when
isn't
you
it?
talk and the person is not interested, you know you have to change it to something else, make the person interested. Nothing against digital media, you need that also. But social media, you don't know what the response is. It might be scroll, and likes can never be, in business perspectives, can never convert into business.
At the end of the day, that's the main point of
Exactly.
the whole exercise, isn't it?
Yes.
So, do you find that people get back to you at any point of time and say, well, guess what, Kamalika, I did this as per you
Yes.
told me? They do
Yes,
respond
yes.
to you?
College students have given me that. Said, ma'am, you said this, it worked out for me. I understand why you said this, it was very important. When I went back, so these generation kids, what they do is they get information from us, they go to cross check it with AI and then come back, yes ma'am, I checked, what you said was correct. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, at least you accept it and you're going to adapt it, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, that's at the end of the day, that's your goal, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, you've obviously doing very well at this, Kamalika. It's been very nice for me to have this chat with you because I am a firm believer in communication and good communication skills because I really think that it's that that takes us forward. I want to wish you and I want to thank you
Thank you so
very
much.
much, so much indeed, for agreeing to come on my show because I think communication is a very, very important, cannot do without sort of skill. We need to get better and better. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Well, it was my pleasure to talk to Kamalika. She was great because I think what she told me was how do we communicate with each other? And you out there, I do hope that you've enjoyed listening to us because I think she came up with some very, very valuable tips. So until the next time, thank you once again for joining us on Going Beyond. You take care.